Sorry about the terrible lighting. That's all I'm working with. And the lights from the 5,647 vehicles that come through here every single day and all night long. Oh gosh. Just fed the dogs, put them up for the night. Sitting out here on the porch before I have to get up and go to work in the morning. Figured I'd show you all what I did. Well, Explorer's looking better. I had a plan of painting it camouflage and all this other stuff, but I don't think I'm going to do that to it. The thing does just fine in the stock form that it's in. I don't think that I'm going to mess with it. This part right here that was gold, every one of them that you see, unless you buy a new reproduction one, is like that. But I put Permatex gasket maker on this, took it off the old one, put it on here, so that looks a lot better now. It matches pretty well. And then there was a big spot right here. You can see how bad it was painted because the paint can that I got, I don't know, it was this crap. Duplicolor perfect match. Hang on. There you go. It does match it pretty well. But that could have been a better can of paint. Shook it up and everything, and it just splattered everywhere. There's little white dots all over the glass. It oversprayed on this. Even though I had it taped off, it was spraying such a crazy arc that I was pointing the can down to get this top little lip right here, and it was still spraying the glass. I know that I have one guy that follows me on here that's good with stuff like that. So if you don't care, tell me what I can put on that to strip that paint off that glass. I should have got, so that's what that looked like. The roof even looks terrible on this thing, but you know, for a cheap daily driver, I've had to work out some bugs. It's a very good little vehicle. It runs and drives perfect. I'm thinking about taking it back to Georgia after I get all this stuff done that I'm having to do this summer. I'm hoping if I don't get to the property by winter time, I'm going to try to hold on to this until next spring and then put it online for sale next spring. But if I can get this sold and get down there before wintertime, well before winter, that way I've got plenty of time to prepare, because I'm going to put a camper down there. That's the way I'm going to do it. So I've got to sell this place, put the money back to dig a septic tank, have a septic tank put in, and I think I might have a way of doing that. Whatever camper I get, I'm gonna try to get a 4-season camper. That way it's insulated a little better on the bottom and on the top. I tell you what, I don't know where these people go. I don't know where they're going. But either way, this little porch that I'm sitting on, it's a 8x8, and it's a perfect sitting porch. I can sit out here all day long. It don't bother me. I've got a much larger porch on the other side that's rotten on one corner. But what do you guys think? In all actuality, I'm going to take you and show you something that I don't think I've ever showed you before. That's the yard. It conveys with the property. I mean, nobody's ever going to tell you that that's not yours. It might not be on the map. whenever you look up property boundaries, it's not on the map. The line is cut right through, right beside this house, and apparently I own the neighbor's whole driveway over there. I don't know, but I ended up regaining my property on this side. So whoever told my mom and me about the property lines whenever she bought this place, I must not have known. But I think where there's a road here and a road there, I think 25 feet off each side of the road is a right-of-way. I think that's the problem. But if you come right here and you look off into the distance, back in there, them lights right there, that's the city. That's Oneida, Tennessee, down there. We're up on a mountain from that porch. When that stupid thing right there ain't on, it's a really pretty view back through there because you can see all the lights, especially in the fall. It's beautiful. Seriously. This is why I'm wanting out of here so bad. I'm tired of seeing car after car after car. This place is overpopulated. But in all actuality, let me go back down here. I've mowed it straight up and down this hill. I'm leaving that. I'm not worried about mowing that anymore. I'm just not. If I get the notion to, I will. But I'm not gonna kill myself to mow that. This right here is my yard. It's all nice and mowed. I've mowed it back. That way it's not snaky. I don't care if the rest of it grows up into a hayfield. But it needs a good pressure washing. It needs that porch repaired. But the porch is still solid. I could go out there and sit on it right now and it ain't gonna break and fall. It's made out of 6x6s. It's that far corner toward the house. All the rain comes off of that peak of the roof and just directly nails it. It's always needed a roof on it ever since Mom and them lived here. It's always needed a roof and it just never get one. But I've purposely let all that grow up over the years. It's all honeysuckle, pretty much. Pretty much every bit of that's honeysuckle. And it's growed up all the way back to here. So it's all growed up. There's a fence inside of that somewhere. But I kind of like it because it provides some privacy. I was going to let it grow up that way like that, but the people who mow the neighbors keep that side weed eated, so I can't really get it to grow like that, so I just weed eat it and I'm done with it. But I'm gonna put this on the market in today's market. It does need some work. It needs a bedroom remodeled. It needs some flooring in places. It needs the carpet ripped up and laminate or hardwood, whatever you decide to do, put down. The dishwasher is problematic, but it still works. I did not, in my infinite wisdom, know that a dishwasher had a drain or a dishwasher had a filter. That's what's wrong with the dishwasher. But as you can see, when you come in, the washer and dryer is supposed to be here, but I have got my tools here right inside the door. The fridge is going, never mind the mess. The oven, the stove needs replaced. That filter needs to be cleaned. Get a washer and dryer. I'm taking my heater and I'm taking my air conditioner unit. So whoever ends up buying this place is going to have to get somebody up here to work on the HVAC and figure out what ultimately is wrong with it. This room right here has a cover over it because the door got messed up years ago. There's a bathroom here that doesn't work. And then my little boy's room is here. And that's still a good bedroom. My bedroom's behind this wall in here. And that's where the master bathroom is too. But I'm thinking about leaving that stand right there, take my flag TV and my game system. I thought about only taking one of these, and probably this one will be it. This will be it. But this is a problem. Years and years ago, me and the baby mama locked ourselves out, and I decided to kick this thing open with the deadbolt locked, and it busted every bit of that out. It broke all that. That was pure, utter rage that did that. But right out there's the porch. It does have a light. A really nice bright light. There's a gate on it right there. The steps need to be replaced a little bit. There's a hole there in the porch. The railing's gone, messed up. But this just clicks shut like that. As y'all know, we quit going in that way when we started coming in over here, but we were parking on the other end of the house, so I made myself a little parking spot here. This belongs to the baby mama. That come out of her grandpa's house, so I'm going to try to find a way to get that back to her. But pretty much just get rid of this clutter crap. I'm a dude, just about every dude has this clutter crap. I've been bagging stuff up and throwing things away. Every bit of that's garbage. Just about every bit of that needs to be thrown away. But I'm out of trash bags, and I just got lazy over the weekend. So this stuff up here, I don't even know what it is. This is a jug of oil that I would put in my old 300 6-cylinder truck. Yeah. Coming back out on this porch. I'm going to post this place for $140,000. I know that's a lot of money, but it's very convenient to town. It's a really good neighborhood. Nobody ever bothers me. Nobody will ever bother you. Put 10 grand into this place and you'll have a pretty nice place if you do it right. Pretty much that's it. Fix some holes in the wall. Redo some trim that's fell off that I've never replaced because I don't care. Stuff like that. I'm going to put it online for $140,000. That will pay off all of my debt and buy me a nice camper to start out in the new life. Yes, I will come down, but I got it appraised like 2 years ago, and it's in no worse shape now than it was then. And it appraised for $110,000. So I'm giving myself some right there because I want to sell it for what it's worth. Because I know that if somebody were to build a nice porch on it, fix the rooms, fix everything that's wrong here, put a little bit of love and money into it, you'd have a $200,000 house. Very easy. It would be a very easy $200,000 place. But I'm going to put it on for $140,000 and let somebody kind of talk me down. $100,000 would probably be the least that I could take for it. But if anybody on my channel is wanting to move to Tennessee, right here would be the place to do it. This right here would be the area to do that. Because you're very, like I said, very convenient to town. It's probably 5-10 minutes to get to town. But you're far enough away from town that you don't really get bothered by the noise of town. Right down at the bottom of the hill, they've put an EMS center, and Lifestar flies over all the time now, but that's kind of cool to me. I kind of enjoy watching the Lifestar. But a person could make this place really, really, really nice if they wanted to. My thing is getting the clutter gone, getting all the stuff gone, get my tools put somewhere in a safe place that nobody's gonna bother them, and get a little bit of my furniture out, which I think I might get a hold of my buddy Dylan. He's got a big 3-bay garage that just people have stuff in. If I buy a camper, if I sell this place for enough, I'll leave the couches and stuff that's in there. They're really nice, but if I buy a camper, I'm not gonna have any room for them anyway. So, and whenever if I ever decide to put me a cabin up down there and build me a cabin or whatever, I'm gonna want all new furniture. I'm not gonna want the stuff that I had here. Whenever I leave this place, I want to leave this place and move on. But like I said, person bought it from me for $100,000 and put another 40 grand into it. You got a brand new porch on both sides. I mean, you can re-gravel both these little parking lots. You can put a carport out here. On the other side, you can fix the doorway in there where you can come up on that porch and come in the house. You can make this place nice. Very, very nice. And my plan was always to do just that. Make this place really nice, pay it off, and then I have a forever home. It's not going to work that way for me personally. I want to get off by myself a little bit more. This is a good place to live, though. All the neighbors around here, they're all very nice people. Nobody ever bothers nobody. So, y'all tell me what you think. If anybody is planning on moving to Tennessee, then I will welcome anybody in to walk through the place and look at it. I've told you everything I know about it. It needs some flooring in places. It needs some subfloor replaced in some places that's gotten weak. One in the bedroom, and I would just completely redo everything in that room that the dogs are in. I would just completely go through that and re-drywall it, re-floor it, re-subfloor it. I would do it all in there. And then you got a nice place. But, you know, the smell of dog is not ever going to get out of there until you do that. So, that's kind of my thinking. Figured I'd put it out on the YouTube and see what people think. If you guys are in a state that you just can't stand, even though I hate watching this place get overpopulated, I really do. I hate it. Yeah, and I ain't gonna be able to stop it. So, and I understand why a lot of people are moving here. It's a lot more laid back in Tennessee than it is anywhere else. But me, I'm going basically to another county, you know, plumb on the other end of this county, basically in Fentress County, Tennessee, is basically where I'm going to be living. So Fentress County is where I'm going to be staying and stuff like that. So I'm still going to come up here and visit my neighbors. The old farts mean a lot to me. They've been there for me a lot. I've hung out with them ever since we moved up here in 2010. You know, I've had, and they're getting old. They're getting old on me, and they're slowing down on me, and it's bothering me a bit. And that's one thing also that's making it hard to want to leave right now. I kind of want to spend all the time I can with them. Because once these old timers are gone, guys, we ain't never getting people like that back again. I'm sorry, but the old timers are just good people. A lot of them's good people. I don't really get along with anybody my age. All my friends are older, every one of them. But the house is going to get listed for $140,000. Somebody that's on my YouTube right now, 100 grand is the least I can take for it, and that's pretty cheap in today's market. But the house is a fixer-upper. Do all new appliances, all new furniture, redo your walls, paint, whatever, when it's all emptied out, whatever. I am going to leave furniture in here because if I can make that on this house, I'm going to go buy me a nice camper and just set it up down there and do everything that I need to do. Y'all will see it on a YouTube channel. I don't know if it's going to be this YouTube channel. I don't know. I'm going to try to get a phone and set it up. I'll have to get a new number, but I'm going to get one of them prepaid phones from the Dollar General and put all my email and put all my stuff on it, and I'm letting this phone go. I'm just tired of paying that much a month for a phone. I want nothing coming out of my bank account. If I can't go and take my card to a store, buy a card for my phone, ring my card up, and it send me a notification straight to my cell phone, how much I've got and how much I've spent. You know, Chime. I've got Chime. I like how they do that. I like Chime. I closed every bank account that I had around here because people, I don't know who it was. I don't even know who it was. But there was so much stuff coming out of my account that it was in the negatives every single week. I don't know if it was subscriptions that I didn't realize that I had. I don't know. I really don't know. All I know is I'm done with it. I don't even have Netflix on my phone anymore. I got rid of Netflix and everything. YouTube is my only streaming device, or my only streaming service. That's all I really use. I get on Facebook from time to time. Fakebook. It's Fakebook. Everybody on there's fake as hell. I'm probably even going to give Facebook up. I'm probably not even going to download it on a new phone. YouTube is going to be my main source of entertainment, and it's going to be my main source of getting out there in the social media world myself. That's all I care to do, really. When I get off the grid, off on my own, I'm going to have a landline phone hooked up, and my cell phone is seriously going to be used for phone calls, texts, and not many people even call or text me, but my cell phone's going to be basically used for YouTube. And at that time when I can afford it, I probably won't even have nothing but a landline phone. I'll probably just use one of that phone that I have in there that's paid for. You know, probably just use it on Wi-Fi and make YouTube videos. I'll pay for Wi-Fi as long as my phone. I'm not paying nothing for my phone. So whenever this thing goes dead, I might just go ahead and pay it off through Verizon and keep using it because it's got a good camera on it and stuff like that. But as far as when I get in the vehicle and leave, I wouldn't care to have a little flip phone or something like that thrown in the center console that just goes with me in the vehicle. If I'm home and you can't get a hold of me through my landline number or through that cell phone, I don't probably want to be bothered. But that's probably what's going to happen. That way I don't have to take anything off this phone or try to download it on a new one. I'll probably just pay this phone off and keep it as a camera and just use it for Wi-Fi. Use it on Wi-Fi. That's all I care to do. I'll have Facebook Messenger. That's how I used to get a hold of everybody. Everybody gets a hold of me through Facebook Messenger. Hardly nobody even texts my phone. But the people that do will have my phone number. So, yeah, a lot of changes, a lot of things that I'm sitting here thinking about. I do that very often, very, very often. But if anybody's interested and moving to Tennessee. It's beautiful here. I've got you a home. I've got you a home that ain't gonna cost you too much. And $100,000 is pretty cheap around here. I'm cutting myself a bit short on that, but it's getting listed for $140. I don't know why that's the number in my head, but it's the number in my head. I think it would honestly sell for that to the right buyer. And we never know, it might take years to sell this place. But if it takes years to sell it, it just takes years to sell it. But here's the other view. Like I said, there's a huge lot over there. I keep my lawnmower right here. It fits perfect in between that pole. It's all graveled right here now. Guys, I'm going to be 100% honest with everybody on here. I love this place. What I don't love is the mistake that I made. The mistake that I made by refinancing it when I only owed $20,000 on it. That's what bothers me. That's what hurt me. And this job that I have now, I could afford to stay here. And you never know. I might completely scrap the idea. The house is for sale. But I might completely scrap the idea of putting a camper down there, and I might put me a shed down there and be working on it slow. And when I get it done, sell the place or move out of the place, clean it and clear it up, and have somebody come in and do some work to it. I'm still going to sell it for the same amount. If I have somebody come in here and do a bunch of work to it, I probably won't take no less than 120 though, because it'd be well worth it. But I love it here. Yeah, you deal with cars and stuff like that, but you don't deal with crazy people trying to break in on you. You don't deal with really none of that. Everybody, like I said, everybody around here takes care of everybody. All the neighbors take care of each other. So, where I'm going, I ain't got no neighbors. Where I'm going, I'm going to be right there basically by myself. And that's kind of where I prefer to be. If I take a move, if I take a notion to change my whole life by moving away from here, I'm definitely going to be pretty picky about it. I'm going to be picky about who knows where I live. I'm going to be picky about who comes to my house. I'm going to be picky about everything, because I do not want people. I don't like dealing with people. I'm not a people person. I'm not a friendly person when it comes to somebody that just won't go away. You know what I'm saying? I enjoy people being around. I enjoy having friends, stuff like that, hanging out. But I also enjoy my peace and quiet and my alone time. I love my alone time. It helps me keep my head straight. That's why I don't deal with relationships anymore. Mainly because of just like this house. And I know this is going to be a long video, and I appreciate everybody who sticks around, but it's just like this house. I feel like I have fought tooth and nail and lost years of my life because of stress over this place. And it's all because I tried to do something nice for somebody and it backfired on me. It ended up hurting me in the end. but it's been like that with a lot of my friendships, a lot of my relationships. Not all of them, but a big majority of them. I feel like I have had to beg and plead, and I feel like I'm literally the only one that puts effort in to stay in people's lives. And, you know, if I didn't go down there, if I didn't make the drive to see my family, I'd never see them. I never would see them. They'd call me and gripe at me for not coming down, but they wouldn't make the effort to come to my place and hang out with me. And I'm not even far away from them right here. I'm far away from the farm, but a lot of my family, they're 20 minutes away, if that. Never get any company up here. Never anybody comes to see me. But that's okay. When I move halfway across basically in another county, like I said, and they say, well, I don't know why you moved so far away. Well, it's not like I got any company anyway, you know. I found a way out of the situation that I got myself in, and I took it. And if you want to hate me for that, then hate me for it, but I don't really see that I'm doing anything wrong. I do have a child. I don't want that child to have to grow up in a cramped little camper. So that's why I'm pricing this house the way that I'm pricing this house, is so that I can pay off all of my debt and buy myself a pretty nice, spacious camper. And then I'm going to build around it. I don't know if I'm going to put a carport over top of it or what, but either way, I'm going to put some kind of extra roof over the top of the camper. That way it stays out of the elements and stuff like that. That's why I'm going to have to get it done before winter. And if I'm still here this winter, then I'm just going to stay here through the winter. But right now, and just so when I do sell the house, it's one less thing I have to pay off. I'm going to try to pay that off in the next couple of months. I'm just going to put most of my money toward that. Because one paycheck every 2 weeks is going to be over $1,000. So I should be able to save a couple paychecks and pay this thing off. Go ahead and get that off of me. Get the title. That way I know that I own it. And then move on from there. I've been debating on buying myself a truck to use up on the property, but I really don't think that I need anything other than this Explorer. I mean, it's 4-wheel drive, it's got room for my son, it goes like a tank, and it's not in that bad a shape. I love how it sounds, I love how it runs. Just a good little all-around vehicle. I'm serious, the cars ain't stopped tonight. Usually at this time of night, they slow down a bit. There ain't been nothing slow down tonight. And I come from a place that's, well, back in the boonies. That's where my dad and them still live there. My brother actually got some family land by dad. But it's down there in a place where we didn't deal with that 24/7. I'm sure his road is nice and quiet right now. It picks up quite a bit during the day, but this place is constant 24/7, car after car after car. But if you're somebody who's used to that, then great. This would be a good place, because it's nothing like being in a city. It's nothing like that. It's just, traffic. You go in this house, you don't hear nothing. This house is very well insulated. You don't hear nothing in there. But there's been many nights I've stood out here on this porch, contemplated my life. But I'm ready. I'm ready to give somebody else the opportunity of living here, because this would be a good forever home for a family or whatever. It's just not for me. Not after I did what I did and messed myself up. I don't have the devotion to pay off something that's going to take me 15 years to pay off. I mean, I work, I do everything that's necessary, but debt just makes me livid. I'm so tired of being in debt. I've been in debt since I was 18 years old for something. Ever since I was 18 years old. And I'm tired of it. I'm ready to start over. When I go in debt for something else, if I ever do, I want to be really sure that I've done all the necessary research and like if I buy a new truck or something, then yeah, it's going to take me actually quite a lot to want to go back in debt again. But if I do, I do. I just don't think that I'm going to. I think that all of the stress and anger and frustration that I've had here, I think that's broke me from getting in too far over my head. The way I'm going to start looking at it is the way that Mom told me to start looking at it. When I get my new life, if I buy a car or something and I finance it, I'm going to make sure that no matter what, at any given moment, if something happens to my job, I've got the money in the bank to go ahead and pay that car off. And I've got the money in the bank for at least a year or two of living expenses and stuff like that. And that's including property tax and everything, which I won't be paying, but still. It's a big change. It's a big change when you're fixing to do what I'm fixing to do. It's a big change, and it weighs on the heart quite heavy, really. You know, this is where my son came home to. First place that I brought him, and now I'm going to put him in a camper somewhere. I appreciate all the nice comments and the nice comment about how I've not failed him, but man, I really do. I feel like I failed that kid. And I feel like I failed myself a lot. Because if I had just had the mindset, this is the mindset that I had my whole life. When I turned 18 and I got with my baby mama, everything changed. I don't know I wanted a house. I wanted nice vehicles. I wanted all this stuff because I wanted to give her a better life. But if it was up to me, I would have been living in a camper from the time I was 16-year-old till current. That's the way I wanted to live my life. Ever since I was a little kid, I've always thought, I'm just going to put a camper in the middle of the woods and that's where I'm going to live. That was my mindset. I seen nothing wrong with it. And now I've gone back to myself again. After being alone and stuff like that, I have found who I truly am again. And who I truly am is somebody who enjoys driving my old Ford trucks. I've always liked old Fords and old Dodges. Never cared for a Chevy. But I've gotten to where I kind of like a Chevy too. But I would like to have a 70s model Ford. That would be my truck. I've got the Explorer for a family car. It runs and drives pretty good. I can drive that every day. I can keep my 79 Ford out of the snow and salt because I'll drive that. You know, I can haul trash, I can haul firewood. I have hauled trash and I have hauled firewood in the back of that. There's still a bunch of wood chips and stuff like that in the back of that. I hauled some wood down to Peyton's last night and they had a bonfire. But I'm just grateful that I'm able to work in my town again. And I'm very grateful that I don't have to get up as early as I was. I work banker hours. I work 8 in the morning till 4:30 in the evening. So I don't have to go in as early, and I'm coming home. I'm getting home about the same time that I was driving all that distance for, and I'm making the same money on the hour. I'm going to be burning a lot less gas. Just everything in that department's looking up. And I know that if I can straighten myself out here, I can afford to stay here. I can afford to keep my house here. If I just knuckle down and do it. But if I keep this house here, I'm never going to be able to really have or do anything that I want to do and have. If that makes any sense. You know, I'm paying water, electric, home insurance, which I have let lapse. I'm just not going to pay it. Somebody wants to gripe at me for it, to hell with it, gripe at me for it. I can't afford it. I'm not going to pay for it. You know, I got insurance on the vehicle that has to be full coverage right now because I got payments on it. You know, everything's stacked on top of me, and it's constant money after money after money. And I'm not fighting anymore. I'm not fighting anymore to keep it. Because my mind, it don't work this way. It doesn't work in the way where it's like, you know, when I have all this stuff to pay for, I forget about stuff. I'll get a paycheck and think, oh, I get a full paycheck this week. I don't have to pay anything. And reality is the electric's been due for a week, you know. I just forget about stuff. I'm not good with remembering. So stuff like that, whenever I get down there and that's all I have to worry about is water and electric, I'm just going to have that set up automatic. I'm going to have it set up where it comes out automatically from my account and I never have to really worry about it. As long as I've got a good stack of money in my account, which I will have, I should be able to pay or do anything I need to pay and do. So, with all that being said, I hope everybody enjoyed the video. I hope everybody is doing well. I've noticed that I got a bunch of new subscribers. Thank you, everybody who's coming in. Show it to your friends if you have any like-minded friends or whatever. Show it to them. Like I said, if you put a question in the comments, I'll do my best to answer them. And I'll make videos about it. Basically, that's it. I am the... what did I name this channel? The Minimalist Millennial. And I'm signing off. And everybody have a good night. And have a good week until next video or whenever. See y'all later.